Hello everybody, I am Kenz. I am the shop owner of Kenziana Grace Designs, and I wanted to share with you all my story of how I started and what I'm doing now with my degree and what I'm trying to do in the future. So let me just start from the beginning. In 2020, I was at home just like everybody else during the pandemic, and I was bored. So what I did was I decided I wanted to start my own small business, and I was like, okay, what are you good at? I was pretty good, decent at painting, and I really enjoyed it, so that's something I wanted to do. So I started listing my different paintings and different work that I did on Etsy. And it was really only friends and family that bought my stuff at first because my parents posted it on Facebook with their friends and they kind of felt bad, I think, and they started ordering from me. But that's not the point. I started getting better. The more that I did, the better I got. My stuff was not good at first. It was okay, but it wasn't anything worth selling that I would do now. But the more practice that I got, the better my work ended up being. So I started doing that. Then from just paintings, I moved into cards. I was like, okay, everybody wants custom cards. You go to the Kroger, or if you go to Walmart, there's an entire aisle of all cards for different occasions. So I was like, okay, let's start making custom cards. So I started doing that and I did a little bit better. I started making more money, but it was all hand painted and kind of 3D art cards. And I was like, okay, this isn't working either because they were generic, but they were handmade. So they took a while and people weren't really buying them just because, they were generic. So as it started going on, I was like, okay, let's move on. Let's get this better. Let's make them personalized. So I started doing personalized cards and that was doing better. But it wasn't until I was really out of high school and into college that I was like, okay, I actually want to make some more money with this because it did help me pay for a lot of my stuff during high school because I am a college golfer right now, and in high school I was playing golf but traveling a lot, so I couldn't have a part-time job or anything because my schedule was so wacky. So one of the things that I did do whenever I was in high school was do the art stuff on the side, and it helped pay for a lot of my stuff. But whenever I got to college, I was like, gosh, college is getting expensive. The travel, the gas, the food, even if my stuff was paid for through my golf scholarship, I still had to have money on the side to pay for things like groceries and going to Walmart, just necessities. So I am a marketing and business major. That was what I was studying in college. So as I started taking these classes and learning more about marketing and social media marketing, I was like, okay, let's start applying what I know and what I'm learning in my classes to my business. And once I did that, once I started making videos and posting consistently on platforms like Facebook and Instagram and trying to figure out my target audience and appealing to their niche, I started doing a lot better. So I really started taking it serious this last year whenever I was going into the Christmas season. So a year ago, around that time now, I was actually ready to just be done with everything. I was like, I'm losing money. As many of you guys know who also have art businesses, it's really easy to do that. If you're not getting enough orders and you're spending a lot on materials, you're losing money. So I was like, okay, this is my last thing. If I don't do well with it, I'm just gonna close my shop. So it went into Christmas time and I signed up for a bunch of different vendor booths for Christmas in my area, and I think I did 6 or 7 of them in a matter of a month and a half, and I did really well, and everyone was really positive with my with like how my stuff ended up, and that kind of gave me a little bit of confidence to go into the new year with goals. And I did really well on Etsy. I grew from about 250 sales on Etsy as a whole to now almost 800. So I've done about over 500 orders this year just on Etsy alone. And not only that, my TikTok has grown from, I started a TikTok account for my page and I've went from 0 followers to now almost 1,000 followers and lots of likes, dozens and dozens of orders through TikTok, through the platform, just in a matter of 3 months. So this should hopefully give you a little bit of hope that if you find your right audience and learn how to market to them and kind of show your process, you can do well. Something that I do and something that I learned from my business is my audience is a lot of moms and around teenage daughters to my age who are looking for something preppy, because that's my style. It's preppy, aesthetic. They're looking for something that they want to add to their life. So what I needed to do was find videos and music and create a way to showcase my work that will appeal to them and end up on their For You page. So I did that, and I struck gold with a few of my videos, and that ended up getting pushed, and I did pretty well with them. But something else you can do is on Instagram and Facebook. It depends on your audience. Go to where your audience is mainly. If they're primarily teenagers, it'll be TikTok. If they're older adults, it's Facebook. If they're in the middle, millennials, Instagram. Go to that platform and push and push and push. And I do recommend nowadays posting video form content. Pictures are great, and they're great for Instagram and Facebook, but videos are what is getting shown on For You pages to the thousands. So I would definitely recommend that. But now I'm going to Christmas time right now for my business, and I have no time for anything. So I mean, this should give you a little bit of hope that it can get better, and if you push and find the right people, you can find your work. But the main thing is to be authentic. When people are buying from a small business, they're not usually buying the product, they're buying the story behind it, and they're buying from the person that they're watching post the stuff. They're watching the content, they're watching the behind the scenes. That's what they're buying for. It's not necessarily because the product is the best, it's because they want the story behind it. So give them a story, tell your story with your business through your different videos. Don't just post all your stuff, like all your products, and not share why. People want to hear the why when they are buying things. So if you're wanting to grow, hopefully that should give you a little bit of advice and a way to kind of follow along. But that is what I would do if I were to start over. I would want to hear all those things. So thank you so much for watching, and good luck.